Polar Viking Bear. Well, oh shit, everyone's jumping on. Welcome everybody. How is everyone doing right now? To be quite honest, I was spacing out for the past couple of minutes, so that's my bad. But what's going on, everyone? Polar Viking. Let him join, of course.
What up?
Dude, what's up, man?
What's up, my brother?
How you doing, man?
Outstanding. Good.
So, the reason why I was gone for the past couple of days was because I was in an epic adventure in California. What's up?
Oh, it must have skipped. I said, I don't care. And then I started laughing. Please continue.
Fair enough.
Please continue.
So, do you have any fun adventures to report on?
Actually, yeah. More with the AZ school board.
Well, report on your interesting stories then, bro. What's going on?
Well, I can't report on too much because it's lawyers are involved.
Oh, all right. I understand. So,
I'm suing them, man, for pushing propaganda and false narrative and lies on our children. And I'm going to donate the money to start a real school.
is there anything that you are able to share with the rest of the Bears?
Just what I said, that we're trying to organize a lawsuit to go after the school board because that's where they're getting our children.
All right.
And they're pushing all this propaganda, bro. I have kids in school, so I see everything they get because they're distance learning. This is how lazy the fucking social studies teacher is. She literally posts fucking YouTube, CNN 10-minute fucking news things, has them watch it and report on it. That's it. They're pushing CNN. They're pushing UN agenda. They try to...
Chris, welcome. Well, yeah, dude, that's what school is nowadays.
No,
Hey,
fuck that.
well, no, dude, we've made jokes for a while that schools, like public school, is just an indoctrination camp. And
right.
now it's becoming blatantly obvious. So the fact that your kid's in like an indoctrination camp, you can't bitch about the content your kid's being exposed to.
Oh, yes, I can.
Like, you literally sent your kid there.
Yeah, I literally sent emails and I go there and I confront these people. Assertively, but politically correct.
Well, yeah, like, so I definitely props for, like, doing the emails and shit like that, but when push comes to shove,
I'm showing up.
Is your kid still learning about masturbation in 3rd grade?
Say what?
So, like, I respect what the fuck you're doing, but that being said, is despite your efforts, is your kid still learning about masturbation in 3rd grade?
No.
Like, Bell Reaver, you're in fucking San Fran, so I assume the worst for, like, what the hell is going on with you guys.
Okay, so check it out, JapJap. I live in Maricopa, and
Wait, Maricopa? That's Arizona.
I know. I tell you this every time we stream. You get all excited that I'm in it.
Bell Reaver, the reason why I keep being retarded is people keep telling me that you live in like San Francisco. So I apologize for my retardation.
I'm not Bell Reaver. Bro, this is Polar Bear.
Oh no, you're Polar Viking Gorilla. I'm just being extra retarded. Polar Viking Gorilla. I'm sorry.
Hey, did you eat too many crayons today, Leatherneck?
Dude, I've had a long fucking day. And like I just got back from my little sister's wedding and shit. So Polar
Oh,
Viking Gorilla, I apologize for me
no
being a
worries.
retard.
No, you don't have to do that, bro. Don't
Oh yeah,
apologize, bro.
Bell River is like, what the fuck? How dare you
I know.
confuse him with me?
I don't know. Do we really all look alike?
Yeah, so Polar Viking Gorilla is offended that I would deign to associate him with California, the socialist hellhole. And then Bell
I
Reaver
was born
is
in the
like,
Bay.
how dare you?
No, I
I'm
was born.
just because
I,
I'm in the socialist hellhole doesn't mean that I'm the butt of all your jokes. It's like, Bell Reaver, I fucking get it, but you still live in a shithole. And that was my bad about fucking Polar Viking Gorilla. But now that I've established that he lives in Arizona, maybe I can not be such a retard and we can have a bear meetup in the near future.
oh yes, I'm totally down for that. So, I don't know. Well, you might not remember then, but remember I showed you the packet that. You know what? I'm gonna send it to your DM right now. I'm gonna send.
All right, yeah, send it.
If, but I might have. Wait, will I back? If I back out, will it kick me out of the stream?
There's a legitimate possibility of that because I don't know how the
I'll
stream works.
send it. All right, I'm gonna send it and come jump
Yeah,
back in.
like, dude, if you get kicked out, no biggie. Then just let yourself get kicked out, and I'll let you get back in. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, that. Yeah, word. All right, 2 seconds.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's good. Trainer Bear! California is underrated at this point. Well, Trainer Bear, what I'm thinking is that next month I want to, if it's like approved by the midtown Californian Bears like yourself and Bell Reaver, if it's approved by the Bears in the local area, next month I would be down to drive up to the San Francisco area and spend like 3 or 4 days meeting a bunch of bears up there. And tomorrow I'm gonna write the article about my experience with Tarparian Productions, His Land, Bajo Bear, fucking Nick Wolf. Like, I'm gonna be writing all that bullshit tomorrow. And so, yes, go goodie bags. But I had a blast, especially with Bajo and Nick. It was absolutely wonderful. So, if we can kind of figure that shit out and do something similar up in the San Fran region, I would be so down. Either way, I would like if there's just 1 or 2 bears that like want to have a bear meetup in San Fran. Yeah, I'll drive 10+ hours to come fucking see you guys. Just give me a place to fucking sleep. Polar Viking Gorilla, welcome back. Give me somewhere to sleep, and I will come visit your homes. And if you don't give me a place to sleep, I will rent a fucking, not apartment, but like hotel room or some shit. If I have to. But I want to meet like all the bears all across the country. So this first expedition, I'm going to be submitting an article to Beartaria Times either tomorrow or the day after. And then I just think it's a wonderful topic or concept where a bear travels to various other areas and interacts with other bears and then writes a report on like how
Hey.
those interactions went. Polar
Oh, sorry.
Viking Gorilla, welcome back. What's up, bro?
All right, so I sent you my first 2 exhibit A and B.
All right, yeah, so I got your DMs. Trainer
Okay,
Bear
yeah.
saying that I can sleep on an army cot. Yeah, awesome. Army cot is better than floor. Trainer Bear, plus 2
Trainer Bear.
points.
Trainer Bear. I was born in San Francisco, but I was raised in West Phoenix.
Well, yeah, cool. You were like born in like San Francisco. Good for you. But Trainer Bears, as of right now, is in San Francisco. Belle
Nice.
River is like in the area. And so that's what I'm
Nice.
saying is like next month I would find it very interesting if I had the opportunity. Donald, welcome, welcome. I would find it very interesting if that next month I was given the opportunity to visit multiple bears up in the San Francisco region.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so Trainer is like 50 miles from San Francisco. That's okay. Nick Wolf literally lives on top of a mountain where
Dude,
I
Nick
spent
Wolf
4
is the
minutes.
shit.
And as I was driving up to his little like Idlewild, Ascension Bear, welcome, welcome. As I was driving up to Idlewild, there were multiple times where I was like, oh my goodness, I'm driving on the edge of a cliff. Am I gonna fall off this cliff? I don't fucking know. And that was just to fucking visit Nick. So Trainer Bear does not live on the top of a mountain, which means like next month, hypothetically, if I'm invited, then I'll be able to visit Trainer Bear and Belle River and the other bears in the San Fran region, and I won't have to risk falling off a cliff. And that'll be great.
Yeah, don't fall off the cliff. That's not good. So, did you look at those or no?
Well, considering since you sent those things, I've been on live stream this entire time. No,
Oh yeah.
I've seen
Don't
what
make
you
me
have
feel
sent me.
dumb. God damn you.
But once I
You
get
always do
off, yeah,
that.
I'll check whatever you sent me.
All
Once I
right.
get off, I'll check it out.
All right, cool. Yeah, so basically we're trying to get our shit together and really go after it, and who knows, maybe we can win, and maybe we can build one school that's not bad.
Salson Fuss. Salson Fuss. There's a funny nickname there.
JapJap.
Salson Fuss. Yeah, what
JapJap.
else?
If
Sorry.
I created one non-grappled school from that lawsuit, I would consider that a complete victory.
Yeah, definitely. Like, whenever you're taking any sort of like grabble and you're able to bring productivity out of the grabble, that's always a win.
Right. Cool.
Salson Fuss. No. We're in Arizona and we're currently discussing the potential of a
I don't
road
wear
trip
fucking
to San
masks.
Francisco.
I don't wear fucking masks.
Salson Frost. I thought there was going to be a funnier way for me to say his name, but no. Salson Frost just fucking works.
Salson Fuss. Saul.
Salson Frost.
Hey, Saul. Quit fussing. Right?
So what were you saying, bro?
What up, point and shot? Oh, no, that was about it. I just thought you'd be interested, but I think you will be interested. I think you're just you're a little off today.
It's an old biker dude said his kid made up that name for a doctor's note. Point and shout, welcome, welcome. Sauce and Frost, don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I'm sure that is meaningful somehow. I don't know.
Props to
The Viking Polar Gorilla, what have you been doing this week, man? Like, what's going on? Do you have any gravy?
Well, no, just other than I'm attacking the school board. It's about the only gravy I got right now. Oh, dude, no, I do have gravy.
Ooh, please tell.
I confirm that there are drone docking stations in the air, and drones are leaving from there and going back.
You've seen it?
Yes, and I've recorded it. I live in a twilight community meaning where our lights are off so we can see the sun, and we're completely across the res. We're behind South Mountainish. So
so you're over by South Mountain.
Behind it, kind of, by Casa Grande.
So you're on the south side of South Mountain?
Yes.
All right.
I'm on the southeast side of South Mountain.
All right. Yeah. Tracking.
It's a straight ridge. We can walk the ridge and meet for sure.
Interesting. But Sol Sen Fusa or Fuss, whatever the hell your name is, I appreciate you helping me understand how to pronounce your name. B, no one gives a fuck. I'm gonna pronounce your name however the hell it sounds.
Yeah, you
Austin
might be
Frost.
in the wrong saloon, partner.
Sol Sen Fuss. I've exhibited the ability to pronounce your name properly. That being said, you're Sauce and Frost. Sauce and Frost, thank you. I
Say
appreciate
hello
you.
to
And
Oso
now,
Azul.
but this is your name now. All right. So what were you saying, bro?
This is Oso Azul. Meet him. Hello. Hello,
It's a
fellow.
puppy.
Hello, fellow bears. I'm a beagle bear. I am a miniature pit, and my name is Oso Azul.
Yeah, guys, Sauce and Frost is pro as fuck. So don't fuck with him. He's a badass.
Ooh, does he have a airsoft gear?
I don't know, dude. But Sauce and Frost just A, fully accepted me renaming him, and B, is now saying he's pro as fuck. So maybe he's like a Chechnyan, like revolutionary, plane runner.
That's dope.
Welcome. And he could kill
Hey.
all of us. We don't know. Or
Oh,
maybe he's a
dude,
gamma in the like basement of his mom.
that's fucked
Both
up.
are legitimate possibilities. But Sassafras is talking tough shit, so I'm gonna assume he's a Chechnyan rebel
He
until
said
he tells me otherwise.
he got kicked out of a bar for not masking. So then you failed. You got kicked out.
Well, yeah, dude, Chechnyans for sure will get kicked out of bars for not wearing masks because Chechnyans are assholes and also awesome.
Wait, oh,
So,
he's Irish.
oh, he's Irish, so he's not Chechnyan. Sauce and Frost is Irish. I think this whole discovery process of figuring out who the fuck Sauce and Frost is going to be surprisingly entertaining. But as of right now, we know he's Irish. So
And
Sauce
he's
and
pro as
Frost.
fuck. And
Yes.
he's
So Sauce and Frost is pro as fuck. He's Irish, and he's completely okay with me giving him a new name. This is what we know about Sauce and Frost, gentlemen and ladies. I say ladies because, what's her name? A Lair Bear is here.
Point and shout's a female as well.
Fucking dirty drunk O'Doyle's. Bell Reaver, that's a legitimate possibility.
Oh my god. He had like a 30-pack of O'Doyle's. He lost his mind. Oh fuck, I dropped my pen. Where is it? Oh Lord.
Yeah, Sauce and Frost is fucking loving it. Right now, he's the center of attention. He's like, ooh, you guys are trying to figure out where I'm from. My name is Sauce and Frost. I'm a special boy. Yes, Sauce and Frost. We get it. You're the fucking special boy. So you can
Wait. I'm gonna rename him.
No, you're not allowed to rename Sauce and Frost. I've already named him Sauce and Frost. You can't re-fucking name Sauce and Frost. He already has a name.
I was gonna say Sassy Fuss.
Dude, Sauce and Frost is so much better than whatever the fuck you just said.
Okay, well fuck you then. I still love you.
Yeah, fuck you too, bro.
That's how I know we love each other. You're a fucking asshole.
Like, oh, fuck you. And like most people are like, oh, how dare you? Now I'm offended. Bears are like, oh, good, fuck you too, bro. Let's move on.
I know, right?
Next topic.
Hey, yeah. Hey, brother, I'm gonna jump off. I got my wife blowing me up. Hey, check
Word,
that
yeah,
out.
dude.
Check those out, and then I'll talk to you later about it.
Yeah, great, brother. Have fun with your wife, and I'll talk to you soon, brother, man.
Peace.
Later, mate. Did you guys fucking see that? He was all about hanging out. And then his wife was like, hey, husband, I need you. And he like, instantly, he was like, all right, guys, I love hanging out, but my wife needs me. And he prioritized his wife. That's a fucking legendary bear. Sauce and Frost, I appreciate your compliment on my swords. I have a great many of them. Does anyone want to jump on the stream? Yeah, DK, exactly. Good man. He was all about making the bears jovial and laughing, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. But then his wife was like, hey, honey, I need you. And he's like, guys, I love you. Thank you, bears, but wife time. Polar Viking Gorilla, welcome, welcome. Wait, wasn't I just talking to Polar Viking Gorilla?
Hey.
Yeah, you were just here. Are you already done with wife time, bro?
I have to do this. I need to be a part of this group. I'm team no shirt, bro.
Oh, fuck you.
Ah.
You back to prove that you were part of the no shirt fucking squad. Fuck you, bro. Everyone, I officially disavow Polar Viking Gorilla because fuck the no shirt group. They're a terrorist organization that continually attacks my stream by not wearing shirts. Exhibit A, Polar Viking Gorilla. He was just a normal human being. Yeah, Bell Weaver. Oh, Jesus. Yes, exactly. He came back on just so he could prove his terrorism as a no-shirt fucking Viking. Guys, this is the tyranny
I fucking love you. Bro, I love you guys. I really gotta go now. Peace.
Dude, I love you going back on. That was hilarious. Yeah. That is what we call a blitzkrieg. Polar Viking Gorilla came in, fucking blew all our minds by not wearing a shirt with a no-shirt crew, entered his consensus, and then got the fuck back out. Blitzkrieg. Yes, Alaire Bear. If he wasn't a part of the no-shirt squad, I would agree. It would be awesome. But no, he has to be a part of the no-shirt squad, an officially terrorist organization that has anti-JapJap bear tendencies. I'm just making shit up. I fucking love that. That was hilarious. Does anyone else have anything going on? Any fun adventures from this week? Any thoughts on your mind? Because if you want to be boring and don't say fucking shit, then I'll tell you guys a couple of stories from my week. But that being said, yes, I had a fucking exciting week. I want to hear about your guys' week before I just fucking start talking about nonsense and shit. So first, tell me about your guys' week and how that was. I wear a shirt in the shower, so I'm not mistaken for those people. Bell Weaver! Alright, I appreciate your loyalty. I will not execute you. Yet. Alright, so, Alaire Bear severely hungover. I remember the first time I drank beer, Alaire Bear. The first time I ever drank beer, I was hungover too. And then I learned how to drink. No, Alaire Bear, I get it. Like, a lot of the people that I was drinking with over this past week, I would wake up the next morning, and because I'm not, like, retarded, I know how to drink, and I know how to hydrate properly so that when you're finished drinking the next morning, you're not hungover. Like, I just know how to do that. It's not that hard. Turns out it's a very selective skill. So most of the people that I was drinking with would get hungover the next morning and be like, ha 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 ha. I'm not hungover because I hydrated and I'm not a retard. Donald, welcome, welcome. Alaire Bear, I get it. You're severely hungover. The reason why you're severely hungover is because you failed to properly hydrate. I drink a lot on a very regular basis, and I never get hungover because I'm aware of my overall levels of hydration. Just Self-awareness, situational awareness. Larry Bear, I'm glad you normally aren't a retard. It's just today you happen to fuck up. So I applaud you that most of the time you're not a retard, and most of the time you drink water. Most of the time you do not get hungover. Larry Bear, I applaud you. So today is Friday, I do believe. So Monday, I I went over to the office of the local political committee, blah, 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 that I'm working with. And I gave them the keys. I was like, hey, guys, I'm going to be in California this week. And that was the first time I was telling them that. So they were all surprised. And they're like, man, we wanted you to volunteer. But I was like, no, I'm going to fucking California. I'm going to go have fun. I'll see you guys later this week. And so like, fine, fine. And so I go to California. And the first stop I go to is some dude named Bass Drifter. Welcome, welcome. So the first place I went to, he has a 5-acre parcel of land in the middle of the desert. But turns out he was in the middle of LA at the time because he was waiting to get some more free dirt. So after I got to his homestead, I was like, hey, man, I'm here. He's like, bro, I'm in the city. I said, ah, fuck. So then he sent me the address to his apartment, and I drove to the city of LA, and like obviously that was less than ideal. But turns out he also used to be in Hollywood and shit, so I ended up drinking with like this famous person. What's his fucking name? Devonye Swing? I don't know. But apparently I was drinking with some fucking famous person, Devonye, I think. Fucking bike thief. Until like 6 or 7 in the morning. It was like, fun because he was like super based, knew a bunch of shit, and like 10 years ago he was like a multimillionaire. But, you know, taxes. So he kind of fucked himself. But either way, it was a really enjoyable experience. And then the second night, so Tuesday evening, I was with Tarpinian Productions. I was at his homestead, his ranch, and we ended up drinking till like 1 in the morning, having a good time. I helped him clean up his ranch, do chores around it, so on and so forth. And then I woke up Wednesday, and no, I woke up Thursday or Wednesday. Wednesday, I think it was. But then I ended up going to Nick's house, and Bajo Bear came to Nick's place, and it was absolutely brilliant. We drank, we had fun, and it was like you just watch the last stream. It was beyond ridiculously wonderful. DK says he seemed super smart and hilarious. By he, who do you mean? Because if you're talking about either Bajo or Nick, I would concur. Both of those individuals are very smart and significantly hilarious. If you're speaking of Tarpinian Productions, however, he's a good host, and we'll leave it at that. Because, you know, it's not honorable to talk shit about people that just, you know, gave you lodging for 3 days or 2 days or however the fuck long I was there. But he's a great host. Yeah, the trainer. People were asking me about that. And when you first told me that you video chatted with Dick Pound, I wanted to hear the synopsis of the results of your chat. Like, are you free to share the results of your chat now, or what's going on, bro? Because like eventually, at some point, I want to hear Trainer Bear's requesting to go live, and now we can all get the gravy from his discussion with Dick Pound. Because like, Trainer Bear.
Guess who's back? Back again. JapJap.
Trainer Bear
Tell your
is
friends.
in black. Can't see his face.
It was the last.
Trainer Bear.
I'm walking my baby to sleep. This is my time. Me and Bell River know what's up. We gotta walk the baby sometimes.
Nice.
Give the woman a break. So
Little Lady Bear, welcome, welcome. So, dude, give us the gravy. So you talked to Dick Pound. What's going on? And, like, correct us if we were wrong with our perspective with respect to Dick Pound.
we weren't wrong because he's anonymous. And I said, when you're anonymous, you are a dead entity. And people can say whatever they want and make any judgments they want, and it's on you for it because you're anonymous. It's like when you walk around with a mask on your face, you're anonymous. But when you show your face,
Living man,
yeah.
corporate entity. Living man, corporate entity.
Exactly, dude. You gotta like snapshot just that part right there. That's the gravy.
Living man, corporate entity. Look, I am your father, a corporate entity.
The
Alright, sorry.
corporation
Turn it
of the
back
dark side. So, first off, okay, so Larry Bear says she's sticking with her opinion of him, and that's fair. And I said, you know, there's some spiritual things that we had to work with. I was planting a lot of seeds of Christ and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact is, he's quite young. And I told him I wouldn't go into and share the details.
Well, yeah, you can hear that from the tone of his voice. He's very young, early 20s at tops.
Right. Tops.
Bell Reaver, how dare you make things complicated and real? Trying to bear, continue.
So, when we were all that age, we were complete dumbasses, spanking off to porn multiple times a day.
Being said, Bajo Bear is of a similar age as Dick Pound, and Bajo's base as fuck, and has the ability to engage with the rest of the bears
How old is
without.
Bajo Bear?
He's 24.
Not really even close to Dick Pound.
Well, at the least, Dick Pound is 18, which is 6 years away from fucking Bajo.
No comment.
You think Dick Pound's younger than 18?
Let's just say he's very young.
Little Lady Bear. So what we're talking about right now, and I appreciate that question, good question, is there was recently so how Trainer Bear is currently acting as a video correspondent. There was recently another person who was a video correspondent and refused to show his face. And because he refused to show his face in conjunction with the specific topics that we were discussing, people have desired to look into those kinds of things a little bit more. And so Dick Pound's age is, with respect to these questions, Dick Pound's age is something that we are indeed inquisitive about. That being said, Dick Pound sounds to be like a very young individual, and I just spent a day and a half, 48 hours, with Bajo Bear, who's 24, and he showed none of the, behavioral indicators of being a bad vibe, for lack of better terms.
Right.
So, Trainer, go.
Bad vibe. So yeah, so the point is, it's like with Dick Pound, I think he's gonna be careful. He was like, I don't understand why everyone was upset. You know, I was just curious about what he was talking about. And I was like, well, you know, me and JapJap Bear literally talked about the exact same thing, on our stream. But
Well, yeah, that's what I find interesting, Trina, is like you and I literally talked about the exact same topics, but when you and I talked about it, no one said shit. It was like, oh, great, Trina Bear, thanks for bringing this up, like, et cetera, et cetera. But then when Dick Pound brought it up, like, people were like, jab, jab, there's a red flag here.
well, that's probably because Dick Pound had more of the like, yes, tell me more about the demons type of vibe. And
Oh,
me,
but
me and
because of your life experiences and your discernment, you have a different
me
intake
and
on
you were
that.
like, let's share the stories of some of the crazy stuff we've gone through, and how it's, and so we're both in line. We were both sharing some stories that were, supernatural, but it wasn't so much about entertainment as it was about, we're building each other up with these stories. Whereas he was more wanting to be entertained by your stories,
Well,
and
so
so
because
it kind of put off like a.
I also talked to him like offline after that conversation, and I wouldn't say it was so much that it was entertainment for him, but it was something that he's never experienced before, and it was very interesting. And so that perspective from Sonomi, whatever the hell your name is, Bear, welcome. Um, so it's like coming from the perspective of, oh, these spiritual things that I've never heard of or interacted with before, that sounds really interesting. So within his excitement and lack of understanding, I could see where it would seem as though he was just like, oh, all give me all the dark stories, give me all the entertainment. Whereas if when I discussed the similar topic with you, it was a back and forth with me and you, where it's like, oh, here's this spiritual thing, and we're like, ooh, good point. Here's this other spiritual thing. Whereas with Dick Pound, he doesn't have the experience you do, and so it seemed like a more entertaining thing. When in reality, it was just an educational period.
Right.
That's
Well,
my
yeah,
guess.
you were educating. Maybe he was entertaining his curiosity about spiritual dark side.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and assume he had the best of
Not
intentions.
consciously. None of it was conscious. Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, and like, cause, I asked him, what is about, just kind of where he's at with regards to God and spiritual beliefs and Jesus and who he thinks Jesus is and all that, just kind of getting some clarity. And I was, I made sure it was like, look, I'm not judging. I just kind of want to understand, like, do you believe that there's a God? Yeah, he does. Okay. Do you believe that Jesus is God? No, he doesn't. Okay. Do
little
you?
lady bear. So I respect your level of respect to us, but that's one of the beauties and like values of late night with JapJap is we have very intimate conversation. And Trainer Bear, you get why I'm interrupting, but like we have very intimate conversations that like with the intention of helping everyone grow by all those involved bearing our souls and being vulnerable with the intention of assisting others. That's the whole vibe with this.
I'm
So
not as I'm not as good about streaming with other people. Like because I'll just have a personal conversation. Like I'll just talk to you like I'm talking to you on the phone, and I think there has to be some other factor of like somehow including everyone, because I'm just like talking to you, JapJap Bear. But yeah, maybe it might come off as that like a private conversation. I do good with
yeah,
like when I stream myself solo. I can kind of like it's Big Bear's kind of like that too. He's a lot better when he's streaming solo than necessarily when he's with others. Um, that's sort of like myself, except for it's just. I mean, I'm just it can come off as a private conversation because I'm just like kind of talking to you. Um,
Warbear, welcome, welcome. It's just like this tiny lady, whatever the hell her name was. I've never seen her before, and so I just wanted to make sure that she knows where we're coming from because Trainer, like you've got tons of gravy and
Little Lady
continue
Bear is
what you
awesome.
were saying.
She's comes into a lot of my streams. She lives in Canada. She works in the film industry in Canada.
Ooh,
She's like
good
a
for her.
she's like a body double for actresses, and we've talked a lot offline because she's going through hell, because like there's no industry more Nazi about masks and about the whole COVID-19 thing than the
Well,
film
yeah, like
industry.
the Canadian movie industry, I can't conceive of something more tough.
Right. So she's like, she wants to get out, but she's like, she's single, and she doesn't have, she can't like support herself without that job type thing. So she's in a tough spot. But she's a good woman. She just she's just going through some hard stuff right with that nonsense. I couldn't
Fair. If she's a good woman who's single,
Yeah, well, she's a little. I think she's a little outside your age range, but
oh, that's a bummer. Well, best of luck for her then, in whatever age range she seeks.
yeah. So she. There's a lot. There's a lot of single men and women bears. I'm surprised there's not more love connections.
Well, so like that's the crazy thing about the Bears is like this community that we're in is we almost all of us have a history of within our personal connections because of the level of gravy that we personally like look into when we try and share said gravy to those immediately around us and like that are not in the bear community. People are like, oh, well, why do you care about that? All right, cool. And like all these like really just like ignorant responses. But then within the bear community, whether you're male or female, it's like, oh, interesting gravy. And then whether or not the bear you're telling that gravy to, whether or not they give a shit about that gravy, if you're ladling legit gravy, that the receiving bear will be like, oh, damn, that's a good fucking point. I've never thought of that before. And so even if the receiving bear of gravy has never thought of the gravy you're ladling, at the very least, upon receiving it, they're like, oh, damn, that's a good point. Versus other normal people that will be like, oh, you really think JFK was murdered in a six-seater when all the videos I've seen are a four-seater, and my grandma says she saw the videotape, even though it wasn't videotaped until 8 years afterwards. Like, normie response. And so I think that a natural aspect of the bear community is where there's a lot of single males, a lot of single females who are just ladling gravy, doing their thing. And we are all just trusting God to provide the connections.
Well,
And on one hand, that's super good.
what I like,
What's up?
yeah, what I like about the bear community is it's like because we all value truth, at a high, the exchange rate for truth as a commodity in our community is higher than the world, right? We value truth much higher than the world does, the normies or whatever. So because of that, like I could share some of my theories that might not be based in fact, and this firsthand. Like it's just kind of like there'll be a topic, I'll have partial information, and then I'll use my imagination to kind of have a whole theory around it. And the thing is, it's like even though I could then go into that theory with 20% information that's somewhat factual as much as we can know, and 80% imagination, there people that value truth, if there's truth in what I'm saying, that's kind of because truth is I don't want to use the word universal, but for the sake of understanding, truth is universal, right? So if I say something that has truth in it, then it's going to resonate into people that value truth. I was talking to a guy today. It was actually a business conversation, and I started bringing up a little bit about the truth and stuff, and he was like, yeah, it's weird. It's like when I'm talking to some people, it's like what they're saying isn't making any sense. He's like, it's like when someone's like not telling the truth, it just is confusing and doesn't make sense to me. And it's like, yeah, that's well said. It's just like that. So So when we're
Well, so
speaking,
like it's interesting you bring that up because for people that are outside of Logos who like they attempt to like project their position because they're so outside of Logos. For those of us that are like who make a point of being within Logos, their anti-Logos argument just sounds like nonsense. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? But then, alternatively, for those who put forth plans that are based in Logos, people who are hearing said plan, who are not based in Logos, have literally the exact same reaction. Like, bro, how fucking dare you grow like chickens and shit? You know you could just kill the chicken and sell the meat for like way more. But you're like, dude, I get it, but 2,100 eggs over the lifetime of a single chicken. Come on, bro. Like we got things to work with. And they're like, no! Grabble, grabble, how fucking dare you? Grabble, grabble.
wouldn't you rather just, instead of the time you spent with the chickens, just work and then use your money to go buy chicken eggs in the store instead?
Exactly.
Yeah, it like basically, it's almost like hard work doesn't make sense, but I don't even want to even say hard work.
Honest work.
Yeah, that's it right there, for sure. It just doesn't make sense to these people, except for
Yep.
maybe as a hobby. Like, oh yeah, you have a chicken as a pet and you get the eggs. That's cute. They
Oh, dude,
don't
I
see it.
love you just said as a hobby. So it's like, oh yeah, I can do whatever lifestyle, but as a hobby, I pretend to be an honest farmer for a little bit.
Yeah, I have a garden that makes me, that I have a hobby in gardening. Meanwhile, bears are like, we must grow our garden and prepare for the food shortage.
What I find like the gardening aspect isn't what I find interesting about those kind of people. It's like my honest hobby is to grow plants, but every other aspect about my lifestyle is dishonest. And it's
Right.
those kinds of people that are willing to engage with the honest homesteading, growing things, but with every other aspect of their life, they're dishonest beyond belief. I find those people the most interesting with regard to this conversation.
I mean, yeah, it's virtue signaling. In a sense, it's that, right? It's kind of like, um, they want to share this hobby that makes them look like they're a natural,
I
humble.
wouldn't say it's virtue signaling, bro, because just before I went to California, SoCal, earlier this week to go visit like Baja and everybody, um, my plants, like I had gone the third round of I planted these little seeds in these little fucking like white containers with soil and like I fertilized them, etc. I watered them, kept them in a dark place, like etc. I did the fucking research and the work to make these plants fucking grow. That being said, is before I left for this Bertarian adventure, all my plants fucking died again for the third time in a row. And so it's like, all right, there are certain circumstances where like there's bears who just crush and like do their thing and they're growing, homesteading, blah blah blah. But there's other retarded bears like myself who are attempting to do things, but because of a lack of exposure or a like lack of exposure really to like homesteading, it's just hard to grow shit. But then in addition to that, there's other assholes who are in a similar position to myself where they're like, fuck you. I can't grow things because how dare you? You're an anti-Semite. And I'm just like, no, dude, somehow I'm fucking up. Somehow I can't grow shit. So my issue is I need to unfuck myself and learn how to grow things. And there's so many other demographic groups that'd be like, how dare you? It's the soil quality. It's the Arizona's a desert. Nothing can grow here. Meh. Like, no. Fuck all that bullshit.
It could be that God might be saying to you that you're more of a hunter than you are a gatherer. That it's like Esau, it's like, or Cain and Abel, you know, like uh,
Shit.
Cain was the gardener guy. He was the farmer. Cain was growing the carrots and the celery and all that shit. And
Yeah, I was trying to make all that shit funny, but you just instantly invalidated all of that. I like that.
well, I mean, like it's good that you're trying in that sense, but maybe if you went out hunting or fishing and you threw a line in the water, and then you're like, you go out, you go hunting, and you hear a voice like, go to this part of the woods, and you go there and there's just like a gaggle of deer. What is a group of deer called? I don't know. It's in
I'm
kind
not
of
familiar with that term.
It's the strangest thing is that every single animal has a different name for a group, right? Isn't that crazy? Like a pride of
Well, yeah, like
lions,
a group of crows is called a
a
murder.
murder of crows. Yeah, I mean, it's every single animal has a different name. There's gravy in there somewhere. I just haven't really looked too deep into it, but
Well, what I feel as though the like with all these like quote unquote group names, it's like it's an identification of the true name of whatever group you're like working with. And
like
so like with crows, like just habitually speaking, they're very murderous, they're very dishonest, they're not very honorable, etc., etc. And so then when one learns that a group of crows is called a quote unquote back. So when you learn that a group of crows is called a quote unquote murder of crows, given your understanding of like society before you even look into the murder of crows, it's like, oh, so that means crows are a very dishonorable bird. Roger that.
they're hell smart though. Um, what else
Well,
is there?
so
There's
it's George Soros. Brianna, welcome, welcome. George Soros is legitimate a fucking genius. The Rothschilds are legitimate fucking geniuses. That being said, they don't have the best of influences in the world.
it might not be. We might be giving them credit for being geniuses when really they just have zero like empathy or compassion. Like if you had
Ooh,
zero concern for somebody else, like, and you just operated based out of that, you would be able to make a lot of decisions to make a lot of money. But
well, so
you
the
you
reason
actually
why the reason why I would disagree with that is so I respect Nathan Rothschild for his. So when the Battle of Waterloo went down, Nathan Rothschild was an observer, and he had a series of horses, so he could get back to the London Stock Exchange and then manipulate the London Stock Exchange because of his knowledge of the Battle of Waterloo, and that earned the family of the Rothschilds tens of millions of dollars. So on one hand, we have that aspect.
story.
But on the other hand, it's like, all right, I get where you're coming from, and just by being knowledgeable, that isn't inherently evil. It just so happens that like there's some sort of weird coincidence that the people that are more knowledgeable are either A, inherently evil, or B, just are really fucking based and just can't talk to most people because of how based they
Rhythm
are.
Monk came up with the one that had, I don't know how we overlooked the sleuth of bears.
Yeah, Sleuth of Bears is so fitting. Exactly. Because, like,
Colony of
so,
ants. What do rats roll in again? What are they called?
say again?
Rats. What's their group called? It's something interesting.
Rats.
It's a
Um,
dang. I used when I taught science. There was like a song that was that had all of the different names of all the groups of animals. Is always fascinating. Are you looking it up?
oh, yeah, so a group of rats is referred to as a mischief.
Ooh, that's right. So just like the murder, you get the background of the character of the rats.
Yeah, like you get a bunch of crows, and you know that they're trying to literally murder someone because a group of crows is called a murder. So similarly speaking, you get a big group of rats, they're gonna, make some mischief because, names come from somewhere.
And bears are going to be sleuthing around and trying to they're going to be digging into trees and trying to find beehives and
Well, yes, and
looking for
that's the
conspiracy
beauty of
theories.
sleuthing. Is as the bears are sleuthing around this murder of crows and mischief of rats, we just kind of like accidentally slaughter a bunch of gravelers in nature.
What's a group of weasels called? I want to know that one.
All right, a group of.
Dude, right now we're just going with straight animal gravy right now.
Yeah, dude, straight animal gravy. Animal gravy. It's called a boogle or a confusion.
Ooh, confusion. So good, dude. This is great. We can find all of the graveler animals and confusion of weasels. That's amazing. What about foxes?
Stand by. A group of foxes. A group of foxes is called a skulk or a leash.
A leash? Interesting. I don't know what skulk means. Doesn't sound too positive though.
Well, so to skulk around means that I can sneak around in a very shady way. That being said, Instagram is skulking around and only giving us 10 seconds left. So we'll be right